Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful bearded host. Check it in this morning. We've got the starting lineup on the field. We've got Boomer. We've got Sandy Lou. We've got producer Connor. We have a guest in studio, but before we get there, let me tell you about my friends over at My Pillow. Mike Lindell, who's going to be on the show very soon. We're talking right now about scheduling, so we're excited to talk to Mike Lindell. But he is a genius when it comes to sleep. He is not only the inventor of the My Pillow, but it didn't stop there. Mike Lindell created so many products to help you get the best night's sleep of your life. Whether it's the Giza Dream bed sheets made out of that Giza cotton that's extremely breathable and ultra soft, or it's the 3-layer foam mattress topper, we could get you deep discounts on all of the MyPillow products. All you have to do is go to mypillow.com/radio specials and use promo code BEARD at checkout. That's right, you're welcome. Promo code BEARD at mypillow.com/radio specials, or call 800-889-7318 and you could get buy one get one free on the towels. You can get 30% off the mattress topper with 2 free pillows, or you can get the buy one get one free on the My Pillows alone. And let me tell you something, they are all backed by that 60-day money back guarantee and the 10-year warranty that you've come to know and love. We should all thank Mike Lindell for being a great American patriot and the creator of the best sleep of my entire life.
Should we not call it his pillow?
Yeah, probably. But then
he can call it My Pillow.
Not a possessive. I think the marketing behind that, the sales behind that, the thought process is, really get you engaged.
Your ownership.
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
Producing ownership. We got a guest with us in the studio. It's a funny story how we've come to know one another. Jim Pendergraft of AeroCare USA. I got a phone call, and one day from this, was it Oklahoma number? Was it?
It is, absolutely.
It was an Oklahoma number, and I was like, who is this? And he was like, who is this? And I was like, he got my number because he was trying to reach out to the owner of the company, but thought he was talking to a different guy, one of my guys here. And so we played a little bit of like cat and mouse back and forth, because I try to play, I try to be my own gatekeeper sometimes,
right?
Because I don't want to talk to everybody. And turns out we were doing a job for Jim. We did a remodel for you guys are just moving. You're coming to town, right, to do some business or what?
Actually, we're already in town. But we're moving closer to the hospital, because that's kind of where we want to be as far as our product lines and what we do in the industry. So
we'll get into that here shortly, but that makes a lot of sense for a medical equipment company to be close to the hospital.
You would think.
So our company, Cotton Row, did a remodel with the office space that you guys. It wasn't without its challenges, but we seem to be across the hump, right? You guys are getting across the hump.
Pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, it's
we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Apparently I need to get on somebody over here. So, but I extended him an opportunity to join us on the radio and kind of talk about what was going on. That was a couple months ago, and it was like, we're not quite there. And then last week you were like, hey man, I'm in town next week. You want to do it or what? And I was like, hot dog. So here you are. So you said you listened to the show on the way over. Was that your first time joining us live?
Other than the clip that on YouTube, then yes, absolutely.
What'd you think?
Time. I loved it. I thought it was
awesome!
Great.
When is the right time to start Christmas music?
Well, I am actually staying in a hotel in Huntsville, and they're playing it 24/7. So I think that's a little much now.
Yeah,
but I think once an hour from Thanksgiving till December 1st, and then all bets are off after that.
Okay, I think that's a pretty good guideline. Once an hour from now till I like that.
Yeah.
I think
so. I've fulfilled our. Well, we got one more. No, I've already fulfilled it because we can't do another one because I've already done one. Right? No, we got that. We're good.
Well, today is day one, so we can start with one for the day today. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I can live there.
But I'm okay with doing more.
Can I have one request?
Yeah, maybe.
We don't play the "I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas," or Grandma got run over by.
Oh no, absolutely will not grant that request. Absolutely not happening. That song will be played, and you will sit here and enjoy it.
Boomer, your wife and I are going to have a long talk today.
I refuse to give on that. That's something. Look, I can't compromise what I believe in. Okay.
I'll grant Boomer that I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas can get a little old.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not. I didn't. That wasn't where I drew the line. I hope you guys heard that. So he might go 50. He might bat 500 there, but he's definitely not. He's definitely getting. I got run over by.
Yeah,
a
you're not taking away.
No, that I refuse
I
to
draw
have
the
that
line at I
stolen
want a
from me.
hippopotamus for Christmas.
Said no
Sandy, hold on.
one wants a hippopotamus. Who wants a hippopotamus?
Let's
Raise
take
your
votes.
I do.
Let's take votes. There's 3 over here, 1 over there. 3 say no, 1 says yes. That's Sandy. You might not.
But I'm the woman of the group.
Doesn't look. There's
I
no
carry
affirmative
a lot
action here.
More punch.
No affirmative action here. Okay. All right.
We're not Title IX.
No. Yeah, that's right. We're not a college athletic program. Okay. Taking the money from the men and giving it to the women. I'm kidding. So Jim is you. So you don't live here. You live in
Biloxi, Mississippi.
Biloxi, Mississippi. There's a casino over there, isn't there?
About a dozen of them.
Excellent. Maybe we need to come to you next time.
I'd love to host. Absolutely. Come on.
So, Jim, tell us about AeroCare USA.
Well, it's funny that you started the segment with an advertisement from Mr. Lindell, because we also work in the sleep business.
Oh.
We treat sleep apnea, and if anyone knows about that disease, it's when your body stops breathing at night because there's an obstruction in the airway. And we have to use a machine to force air into the lungs, or what happens is the body doesn't get proper rest, which then affects all the organs.
Everything.
Yes, and I mean, you would not be able to get up at
3:45
in the morning and function. And what's really funny about the disease state is that people sleep with this, or they have this disease state for years and years and years, and they don't know any different because their body functions the same way day after day after day. Once they get on a CPAP or BiPAP, which is where we come into play, and that's the machine that treats this disease, then they start feeling much better, and then it's like light years, like, why didn't I do this 10 years ago? And so we have an array of products such as that. We focus on the respiratory side of it.
Okay.
Oxygen, CPAPs, ventilation, and then Aflo vest, and those all have to do with.
I'm sorry. Did you say the Flow vest?
Aflo.
Oh, I had a Flow B once to cut my hair. Are you familiar with what those are?
My goodness.
Yes,
Yeah.
had the vacuum.
and,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
If
okay.
I had any hair, I probably would have used one too.
I was
but-
young. Trust me, I didn't choose it. My mom did, and I hate her for it. But no, I'm kidding, Mom. I love you. But sorry, I'm super ADD. You got me on a squirrel. So the Aflo vest, what does that do?
Aflo vest. What it does is it percusses the lungs and breaks up some of the mucus in there so that people can get rid of it. So then the oxygen actually hits to the brink of the. We get into all the technical part, but
sure.
the lungs, but
it makes you feel better.
It makes you feel better.
There
Makes
it
you be
is.
able to breathe. It stops your cough. It helps with going back and forth for a nebulizer treatment or asthma and going back into the hospitals. And that's really what we're trying to do. Partner with a lot of the hospitals to keep patients out because they get penalized when a patient goes in the hospital, comes out, and then has to be readmitted. So we really want to be partners with our healthcare providers.
So I'm curious about that. They get penalized.
Yes.
So the hospitals get penalized when they release somebody, what they would say would be maybe too quickly, or because they immediately end up back. What's the time frame?
30 days typically,
Good
depending
gracious.
on the disease state. You know, obviously you're not going to kick somebody out that's got some kind of terminal illness, but something that can be prevented or treated. But they want a resolution to, or at least a resolution plan, and they kick them out too early, and then it doesn't happen. Then the patient goes back in the hospital, and there's a certain percentage about readmittance into the hospitals, and then I think that's where the penalty is.
So is it a monetary penalty?
Absolutely.
Oh, of course it is, because insurance money's got to, you know what I'm saying?
Find a way.
They don't have enough of it. Never mind. We're not going
Well,
to go there.
the CPAP technology has changed a lot too. I mean, I remember when they would say, "Oh, you need to do a sleep study," and you'd have that one, uncle that had the CPAP machine where it looked like a Darth Vader mask, and you're like, if I wear that during the middle of the night, my wife is going to kill me. But a lot of that's changed now, right?
It has. Yeah, there's different styles of masks, and so there are still some Darth Vader masks out there, without a doubt. But people have.
Yeah, I want to come back to that because I have a question
Okay.
about a specific type of treatment that I heard about that involves a shock, and it treats sleep apnea, and I'm super curious because it shocks your. Anyways, you're gonna hear us talk about some crazy sleep apnea stuff when we come back right here on Boomer and the Beard. Don't go anywhere. Jim Pendergraft, AeroCare USA. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big. Bold, beautiful, bearded host. I'm sorry that nobody gets that. It's not funny when you're laughing at a joke no one gets. I'll explain it to you here shortly. Let me tell you about our friends over at Purcell Lumber and Custom Millwork. Purcell Lumber and Custom Millwork is the only place I trust for all those do-it-yourself supplies, whether it's Benjamin Moore paint or DeWalt tools, or whether you need a custom door from the mill shop. You've got this door on your Pinterest page that you really want in this new house that your husband's building for you and you're designing and you're driving him crazy. Husbands, listen to me. Go to Purcell. Go to Purcell. He can make literally anything happen. Don't get frustrated. You're not going to find it off the shelf because she's expensive, okay? So just get it from Purcell Lumber and Custom Millwork. All you have to do is give them a call today, 256-232-6320. They're right here in Athens. They've got the customer service game on lockdown. It is a dying thing is good customer service. And not at Purcell Lumber and Custom Millwork. Give them a call. Tell them the beard sent you. Again, 256-232-6320. So why was I laughing so hard? Well, because I teased this segment by telling you about the sleep apnea treatment that literally shocks your tongue out of the way, and I'd never heard that song, but it had a funky little beat, and I look over, and the song is literally called Shock the Monkey.
Peter Gabriel.
And that made me laugh, and I'm sorry, I couldn't control it. Funny is funny no matter how you slice it, and I tend to lose a little control.
Sometimes I feel my role will be like the bumblebee of... from the Transformers of the Boomer and the Beard show, is that sometimes my music will speak words and they'll tie it in really well. So,
it took me a second to get the Bumblebee.
So I won't.
Reference
Yeah, Bumblebee always plays radio songs.
His voice transmitter box thing broke.
Yes, so he plays songs to speak for himself. So.
And so, my son is in that Transformer phase right now. Like Transformers is his world, and so I've let's seen it a couple times.
Let's talk about the shock treatment that you sleep better, but yet when you walk by the microwave, you start blinking.
And that's what's a crazy thing. Like I heard on a radio show about a sleep apnea treatment. I don't. Does anyone here have sleep apnea? I have a sleep study coming up.
Possibly could, but I lost a lot of weight. I used to snore and had that, but I've lost like 130 pounds over the last 10 years.
Ooh,
so
look at me, I'm
I
skinny.
sleep better. My wife says I don't snore anymore. So I mean, that may be something I haven't really pursued it, but at one time I thought maybe that I may have.
Well, I have a sleep apnea or a sleep study coming up. As you guys, as people that listen to the show knows, I found out I have no testosterone, and so I've just started testosterone replacement therapy, and I just don't feel good all the time. Like I'm at it. I don't have much energy. And so we've exhausted all the options. So we're going to do a sleep study and see. So I very well may have some kind of apnea or something like that. But this treatment is like a diode that they like implant in your tongue, and it starts to shock in the tongue, and it gets it out of the way. And all I could think about was like, does it come with a remote, and can they give that to my wife? Because if I start, shut up, or like, what if it malfunctions and you're doing a radio show, for instance, and you're like, welcome back to the like, it doesn't seem like a good option to me. Can you tell me anything about this treatment?
Well, I know that we don't have much experience with that because the proven treatment for that is still the CPAP machines, and we talked a little bit about the mask and the different styles. I'm your father.
Yeah, that's right. Luke, I am your father.
And so that's still the preferred method of treatment. Now, there are some that with milder sleep apnea, they can get dental devices that they can wear at nighttime. But as far as the shock treatment goes, all those kind of things that you just chronicled would seem to be detracting
sketchy.
for me.
Yeah, a little sketchy. I'm probably not gonna.
I still can't get over the shocking. It's like, are you sleeping better? And you're like, yeah, but I've developed a speech impediment. I don't know what's going on. I used to be a radio guy, but now I can't talk anymore.
I love that you had to physically grab your tongue.
The visual was
do that.
Here, shake my hand. Amazing. Get some COVID.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Oh, my God.
I'll go wash my hands here in a minute.
I'm so sorry you're having to endure that over there with those guys.
Mr. Pendergraft's like, what have I signed up for? These guys. He's one of us.
These are my people. Yeah, I love it. I was like,
this
is fantastic.
Mama's in another building over here.
I think that your products that you sell, and even when Zach's talked about, if Zach were to get into the full, my testosterone's low, it could be depressing, but you got to kind of make fun of it, but make light of it. But I mean, if you're a situation where you're in your house and now you're wearing a machine at night that you got to wear, you got to somehow break it up with a little bit of humor and a little bit. It's life.
It would certainly inhibit the
come here, baby.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like,
my wife's like, can you take the mask off at least? for a couple minutes.
Feeling lucky. Like, hey babe, should I put my CPAP on yet, or how do you want me to do that? Like,
That's reality. That's
no, it is.
absolutely
It
reality.
is, and it's funny, and it's okay to laugh about it
Yes.
because if you don't, you're not being honest. And on this show, we are always at least we might not, we're intellectually honest. We can claim that we're not intellectual, but intellectually honest. Certainly. So you guys are moving locations.
We are.
So there's somebody listening right now that's saying, man, I've got that sleep apnea thing he was talking about. They can't come straight to you and get a sleep apnea machine, correct?
Yes.
Like they have to be diagnosed, or can they?
Yeah, so their whole process is that they would go visit their physician.
Okay.
And their physician would say, okay, do you have some of these symptoms? Daytime sleepiness, hypertension. And speaking about, the mask and, hey, baby, erectile dysfunction is a big deal with sleep
Really?
apnea. If you're not getting enough blood to the body, it affects everything. So
Yeah, no, that blood is an important factor. So,
it happens to be in that situation
okay.
for sure. So
Both
they
of
would
you
go.
guys went, what?
I can tell you. Hey, well, I can tell you something. I'm not going to use the electric shock for that one.
Touche, sir. That's funny. That's funny.
Just saying.
It was
Austin.
so funny because
Hey, watch
both
out!
of you guys.
If
of
this
you
shock
guys
lasts
really
more,
said
more
that.
than 4 hours,
Yeah.
please seek an electrician, not a doctor.
I'm definitely not
Both of
giving
you guys-
my wife the remote to that shock. Quick, I know that.
Quick, baby,
So
get the
funny.
jumper cables.
It's out of rhythm. We gotta shock it back.
Clear. All right.
Oh, that's so good.
So
Those would be
That
great
was
commercials.
awesome.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Part not working like it used to. The new electric shock from Duracell.
I'm bringing it back. I'm grabbing the reins. I'm bringing it back. So I've got sleep apnea.
No, sir, they don't attach there. Yeah.
Are you done?
I'm done.
You good? All right. So you got sleep apnea, and you're like, man, I've got daytime sleepiness, hypertension, whatever. How do I get this diagnosed? What's the process there?
So then you would go to your primary care physician or a sleep doctor, sleep medicine, because those guys there's a number of them here in Huntsville, and they would
Sandy's still dying laughing over there.
tears.
I mean, she's
tears.
dying. She's like, if you're watching the live stream right now, she's inconsolable right now. We're over here trying to get somebody with sleep apnea some freaking help, and she's over there laughing so hard she's crying. Look at her.
At least just stay in the chair.
Yeah. Good gracious. Oh, man. And her laugh is that's why she had to mute her mic, because we wouldn't be able to do anything for the entire time she was laughing. But so we go to our doctor, sleep doctor, whatever, and then is there a sleep study?
Yeah, well, there's an Epworth sleepiness scale that says how likely are you to fall asleep in these situations. There's 10 of them.
I bet those are fun.
Yeah, well, while you're watching TV, at a stoplight. I mean, there's a whole
wow.
list of, and so you get a score, and then the doctor goes, hey, you may have sleep apnea. Here's what we're going to do, and then you go in for a sleep study, or at least you go to a sleep lab, and
Which they're doing, because I have one coming up, they're doing it very differently now with COVID.
Is that right?
Yeah, so it's actually like they send you a machine.
Yep.
And you do it at your house.
Yep.
And they hook you. And then if there is some severe issues, then they will bring you into a sleep lab or observe you or whatever. But yeah, used to, you would just go and do your sleep study. But with
Sure.
COVID, everything's a little bit. So I say that to say there's a safe. It's not one of those things where you're going to have to end up going into some hospital or going into some heavily traffic facility if COVID is something you are concerned about.
Correct.
You can do it at your home. And
Absolutely.
so that is an important point. But do you have sleep apnea?
I don't. I actually had a sleep study in lab.
Really?
Yep. And I do not have sleep.
Is that weird to have people watching you sleep?
I sleep so hard, I had no idea. I was like, now you do look like an octopus because they have all these leads coming out of you
yeah.
and things to monitor your heart and your brain and all these types of, because there's more
Sure.
than just obstructive sleep apnea. There's also central sleep apnea where your brain is telling your body not to breathe, and that's treated with a similar machine but completely different. There's no shocking that back into existence. So
sure.
So anyway, so having all these leads hooked up to you is paramount in diagnosing which type of apnea you have or apneic events.
So what's the best way for folks to get in touch with AeroCare if they want to? How do they get in touch with you guys?
So once you're diagnosed with sleep apnea and they prescribe a CPAP machine, you tell them you want to use AeroCare USA.
Sorry. Continue.
That's okay. You tell them you want to use AeroCare USA as your provider for this piece of equipment. It's your choice. It's your choice as a patient, and we want you to choose us because of our outstanding service, our respiratory therapists on staff,
And your great radio voice.
and my great radio voice should absolutely play an impact.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you should record some sleep messages for your clients. This is JP with AeroCare US. Oh, JP, thank you so much for joining
Thanks
us
for having
this
me. I
morning.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. AeroCare USA, if you have sleep apnea and you're not getting your equipment from AeroCare, you're wrong. If you think you have it, go see your doctor and get in touch with these guys. They're fantastic. They're funny, obviously. We've had a great time this morning. When we come back, we've got a phone call on the line. I've got no idea who it is, but it's going to be funny. You're listening to Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back.